Chair Yoga. I'm Sean and I'll be guiding you through the practice today. Today's practice we're going to be focusing a bit more on strength, especially strength through the lower body. You want to sit up in a chair that is sturdy and firm. So I have a wooden chair, you might like something like that. A couch or an armchair is going to be a little too soft to support your practice today. If your feet don't reach the floor comfortably and sit, really flat down on the floor, put something underneath of them, something firm. That'll help to support not only your legs, but your back as well. We're going to begin sitting up in mountain pose. The further back you sit on your chair, the more support you'll have for your legs. See if you can leave a little space between your back and the chair. Put our hands on the pelvis and press down a bit. Feel the feet flat down and allow the legs to lower down to the floor. Lift through your ribs all the way around. So not just the front ribs, which will puff out your chest, but all the way around, lifting through the ribs. Let our hands rest on our laps. If you're comfortable with closing your eyes, go ahead and close them now. When you're ready for your next breath in, take that next breath in more deeply, more slowly than you normally do. When you exhale, exhale out of your mouth. If that went all right, go ahead and do that again. When you're finished with that exhale, allow your lips to gently touch. Make sure that you're not clenching your jaw and that your eyes aren't squeezed tightly closed. If they're closed, it's very soft and light. Notice your breathing. Notice your body. If you're feeling pain or tightness or limitations in the body, we're going to honor those limitations. Notice if you feel steady or comfortable. There's ease anywhere in the body or maybe in the breath, in the mind. That's what we want to work toward in this practice today. Now let's bring the palms together at the heart center. So right and left palms touch each other in front of the chest. Relax the elbows, but still sitting tall. And then gently nod or bow your head downward. Honoring yourself, honoring this moment. Mentally being present to the moment throughout the practice. If your eyes have been closed, now is a good time to blink them open. As you breathe in, take your hands out to the sides. And as you exhale, release your hands down and then bring them back to heart center. So as you inhale and take the arms out to the sides, feel the ribs expand. Encourage them to expand. And exhaling, the hands come down. And take the breath all the way out. So this will be at your pace. We're coordinating the breath with the movement here, which will bring that presence of mind to the practice. We're beginning to warm up through the upper body. This time, if you want to, you can take your hands straight overhead instead of out to the sides. And then exhaling, release your hands back down. Let's repeat. Either arms to the sides or overhead. If you're lifting up or out to the side, you want to be really, really tall here. And as you exhale, release the arms down. If you're getting some tension through your neck, maybe take the arms a bit wider. And then let's go ahead and release the hands down onto the sides of the pelvis, so down onto the hip area. Make sure the feet are flat down. Sit up as tall as you can. And use your hands to tilt your pelvis slightly forward. And then tilt the pelvis slightly back. And we'll do that a few more times with the breath. So inhale, tilting forward, and exhale, tilting back. If it's not healthy for your back to be tilting this way, so maybe you have advanced osteoporosis or some spinal conditions, you can focus more on the breath. So when we exhale, we're going to pull the belly toward the spine. And then inhale, bring space and openness. Exhale. Inhale. And last time, exhale back. And inhale, slightly tilt forward. And then exhaling back to neutral. Now we'll work a bit more with the upper back. So let's take the arms out and take a breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the elbows down and squeeze the shoulder blades toward each other. Inhale, reach. And exhale, draw the shoulder blades back and down. So again, if you're starting to get some tension through the base of the neck or through the neck, maybe keeping the arms higher. Or maybe keeping the arms lower. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, release. So upper and mid back here. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Now let's go ahead and squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop them downward. Take your breath in here. And then as you inhale, if it's okay, take your arms out to the sides. Let's let the palms face the sky. Again, we'll take the shoulder blades down. Make sure your neck isn't tight. The elbows can be slightly bent here. And then if you want, you can turn the palms down if that created tightness or, just a feeling of not being able to breathe well. We're going to turn the arms back over. Take your time and just turn your head to look toward one hand. Shoulder blades down, the crown of the head lifts softly up without lifting the chin. Let's take a breath in and turn the head to the center. And then exhaling, go ahead and turn your head the other way. Relax your jaw, feel the breath. Notice the work in the arms, the upper back. And then we're going to turn the head back to the center. Exhale through the lips like blowing out a candle as you release your arms. Let's shake them out. Maybe do some shoulder rolls if you can do that. Move your head a bit. And again, inhale and exhale. Now we're going to come to some knee lifts. So we'll come back to the lower body, so movement through the lower body. And this is going to include some movement through the pelvis as well. So go ahead and lift one knee. And as you do, you're probably going to tilt back a bit. So let me show you from the side. So just tilting back a little. So that helps the lower back to be more comfortable. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, lift the knee a little higher. Draw the belly in. Inhale to release. Exhale to draw in. This is great for digestion, for soothing the back, just warming up the hip joint. And the leg comes to any position you like. Just straighten and bend the knee. Maybe it doesn't come all the way straight, that's fine. Maybe your leg is much closer to the floor. That's also fine. Bring the knee in one more time, and then lower that foot down. Let's do a cleansing breath by taking the arms out and exhale through the lips. Arms down. Let's do the other side. So go ahead and just lift that knee if it's comfortable for you. You can put something under it to hold on, maybe a towel. And then we'll do the same thing. So exhale, draw the knee in, allow the belly to draw back, and inhale, knee away. Allow what happens with the head and the neck to just follow along what's going on with the rest of the spine. And then find a height for the leg that you like and straighten and bend the knee a few times. And then we'll go ahead and bring the knee in again and place that foot down. Pressing the hands down onto the legs, pressing the feet down onto the floor, lift through the ribs, lift through the top of the head without lifting the chin. Draw the chin slightly back. Find your breath out to, again, let the lower body settle. Notice if that movement increased your breath rate or your heart rate a little bit, that's normal. We're going to work a bit with the feet now. So wiggle your toes around, maybe you wiggle your fingers around. Sometimes they like to work together. All right, then curl them up tight and spread them out. Let's take a breath in. As you breathe out, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, release. Let's go ahead and let one hand come down and circle around through the wrist and through the ankle. Go the other way. And then let's do the other side. Just circle around. Maybe your heel stays down, and that's better for your back and your body. You're breathing. So if you start to struggle with breath at any point through this practice, you're gonna, stop what you're doing, let your breath come back to normal, natural. And a few times, just lift and lower the heels. Oops, my prop's not great. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Check in to see how you feel. If you need to remain seated, feel free to remain seated for this next part of the practice. If you're able to come up to standing, you might go ahead and move your prop out of the way. Move enough forward in your chair that your feet can be flat down. You'll lean a bit forward and then push down into your feet to rise up to standing. We're going to go ahead and walk around to the back of the chair. I'm going to move my chair forward so that I have space. You want to be standing on a surface that you're not going to slide around on. So again, that's why bare feet can be really helpful. The chair is going to help us with balance mostly. Right, so there you can, again, be seated in that seated mountain pose or come to a standing mountain pose. I'm going to stand a bit to the side of the chair so that you can see. You're welcome to move to the side as well if you like. So in mountain pose, maybe you can see my feet here. I'm going to take a moment to lift and spread my toes, helping to put my weight over my heels, lifting up through the ribs, through the crown of the head. Let the toes come down. If you can put both hands onto the sides of the pelvis and push the lower body gently down. Not you don't need any force there. Okay, I'll let the arms come down. Notice how it feels to be standing. Pick a point for your gaze that's straight ahead. How are you breathing? How are you feeling standing on your own 2 feet today? So if you're standing to the side of the chair, you're going to place one hand on the chair. If you're right behind it, you're welcome to put both hands onto the chair. Just shift your weight onto one leg and lift the other heel. So try not to lean out to the side, but remain standing tall. Keep that integrity to the spine. We'll just do the other side. So we're just going to lift the heel up as we shift the weight. Try to keep your jaw soft and your shoulders. So if you're to the side of the chair, the next time that you're standing on the leg that's closer to your chair, pause there. If you're behind the chair, just choose a side. Stand up nice and tall. Put as little weight as you can in the other leg, and then turn that knee out to the side. Rest that heel on the standing leg, and stand up tall once again. The bent knee, we're going to take it out to the side and press that foot into the standing leg. This is called tree pose. The arm that's free, if there is one arm free, you can take it out to the side, maybe with the palm facing up and the elbow bent, or the palm down. Maybe imagining or feeling a little pillow of air there to support you. And the other hand can get lighter and lighter on that chair. If you're able to do that, just give it a go. Maybe from full weight to less weight, from 5 fingers to 4, to 3, to 2. Maybe just that index finger. Maybe the hand can hover. Have a little fun with balance. Notice if you're holding your breath. You want to keep breathing smoothly when you exhale, just go ahead and release. Turn that bent knee to the center again. Straighten out that leg. And then we'll bring it down and shake out. We're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. So I'm going to move to the other side of the chair so that you can see my tree pose. So we begin in mountain, feeling that integrity of both sides. And then we'll stand on the leg that we weren't standing on before. Stand up nice and tall. Keep the weight distributed evenly on the standing foot. You can stay right here, or you can turn the bent knee out to the side. And then place that foot next to or onto the standing leg. Stand tall. Feel the legs nice and strong. And the bent knee can come more out to the side, but we don't want the whole body to go with it. The pelvis stays facing forward, so you can check in by putting your hand on your hip there on the side of the pelvis. The gaze steady, breath light and comfortable. Find yourself a breath out to turn that bent knee forward again and to place that foot down. Again, oops, I forgot. We straightened out the leg, didn't we? So let's do that on this side too. Straighten out that leg and then bring it down. We'll shake out a little. Now you're going to stand behind your chair and we're going to do a wide-legged pose. So we're going to take the feet wide apart. Okay, hands on the chair to help with balance, but you don't want to be leaning into your chair. So keep some weight back through your heels. Now choose a foot and turn that foot to the side. So the toes turn out to the side. Scooch my foot a little bit more so you can see it. All right, I'm going to call that your front leg. Now the other leg, the back leg, you're going to kick that heel back a little so that the toes are slightly angled in. Keep the chest lifted. The chest faces the chair, and then the front leg, the one with the toes turned out to the side, take your eyes down to that knee. As you bend it, make sure you can see your toes, first and second, third toes. Push down into both of your heels to help lift your chest. And that front arm, you can take it parallel to the earth. Let's again turn the palm to the sky, slightly bend the elbow, and bring the shoulder blade down. You can stay there or turn the palm down. Turn your gaze toward that hand. Soften your shoulders. Press down through your feet. And that hand that's still in the chair, maybe you can make it lighter and lighter and lighter. Find yourself a breath out to release. Let's do the other side. So turn your feet forward. And then make the other leg the front leg. So turn that foot to the side. So it's, now at a right angle. And the other heel you're going to kick back a little bit. Keep the chest lifted. Keep weight through the heels. And then watching that, the front knee, the other leg now, bend the knee. Knee comes lined up over the ankle. Make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, you can probably just take your feet wider apart. And if that knee is falling in towards your chair, you want to keep it lined up right over the ankle. Press down into the heels. And if you can, that front arm comes out parallel to the earth. And again, you might like to bend the elbow slightly, let the palm face the sky. That'll help you set the shoulder blade down. If you want to, you can turn the palm back down. Turn your gaze to the side. This is called Warrior Two. It's a pose of strength and integrity. Maybe that hand that's on the chair can become lighter and lighter on the chair, and maybe even the fingers can come off the chair. We're going to find a breath out to release this pose and turn both feet to face in the same direction. Take your time and work the feet back together. So you might just heel toe them back in, or sometimes people like to just step the feet closer together. Wiggle around a little. I'll take the feet about shoulder distance apart. Let one hand come down onto the thigh. Release the other hand down, but very softly. And the hand that's down on the thigh, so pretend you're leaning back into a wall. The hand that's down on the thigh, I'm going to come to the side so you can see. The hand that's down on the thigh, we're just going to slide it down. Don't worry how far down it goes. You might turn your head to look down. Make sure your weight is not on that foot, but it's even on both feet. Find yourself a breath out to come back to the center. It's a nice side bend. Again, you want to maybe imagine that you're leaning back onto a wall, so you're not going to come forward here. Let's do the other side. Just slide that hand down, look down. Feel the breath. When you get to your own next exhale, come on back up to standing. Bring your hands behind you onto the tops of the buttocks, so the sacrum area. We're going to draw the elbows in. Just lift the chest. The hands support the back so you don't feel pressure in the lower back. Release that, standing up nice and tall. Take your feet apart. Put a bend in your knees. Hands to the sides of the pelvis once again. Tilt the pelvis forward. So I'm going to come to the side so you can see we're just going to tilt the pelvis forward. Bend in the knees. Bend in the knees. And then bring your hands onto your thighs, or you might prefer to bring your hands onto your chair. But again, don't lean into your chair. We're keeping the back nice and broad, so we're not collapsing all the way down. To come out of this one, you want bent knees and push down into the feet to lift up. If you want to, you can reach your hands up and exhale. We're going to come back to our seated position. Notice how the standing poses made you feel. I'm going to move my chair back a little bit more. We're going to do our seated lunge pose now. So one foot stays forward, the foot flat down, and the other foot is going to slide under your chair. You might like to hold onto your chair. The next breath out, stay here and exhale through the lips. Take your time, and that leg that's been back, you're going to bring that foot forward. Place the heel down. You can put it down on your prop or down on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands onto the other leg. And if you'd like, you can hinge forward, but we're not rounding the back. Remember the broad back from the beginning of class that we had. We want to keep that, not too much of a squeeze so there's too much tightness, but keeping the spine very long. It's going to be healthier for your back. Breathing. Squeeze to that thigh of the straight leg. Let's come on back up to sitting tall. We're going to do those poses on the other side. So you might like to hold onto your chair, sitting a bit forward in the chair if you're able. You're going to slide the other foot underneath of the chair. And the standing foot, again, can be on a prop. It can be flat down on the floor. For that cooling effect, once again, you might like to exhale through the lips like you're blowing out a birthday candle. So the foot that's underneath of the chair, we're going to bring that leg forward. Place the heel down onto either the floor or your prop. Mine is down on the floor. Release the hold on the chair. Bring your hands to the front thigh. Sitting tall. Draw the shoulder blades back. And if it's good for you, again, hinge the pelvis forward. At some point, your body will say, that's far enough, and that's where you stop. Make sure your neck is comfortable. Your jaw is relaxed. Draw the belly in. And find an exhale to lift back up. Place that foot flat down. Stand tall. Sit tall. Our seated mountain pose. We're going to take our twist. So just turn to one side, Place the front hand anywhere you want on the opposite leg. The back hand comes to the chair, either beside or behind you. Just turning the shoulders, turning the head. Tailbone is down. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So come back to center, and then just switch. And then we're going to come back to the center. Take a nice breath in and breathe it out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, let's take the feet apart, or one more pose, I should say. The knees will come apart. Once again, we're going to put the hands to the pelvis. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades back, and when you exhale, tilt the pelvis forward. This is our seated squat pose. You can bring the hands onto the thighs, or the forearms onto the thighs. Set the gaze where it's comfortable for your neck. Make sure there's not too much sensation in the lower back. If there's a lot of sensation in the lower back, you want to not lean over so much, because we don't want to be just rounding, over. But again, it's a leaning of the entire belly forward. To come out of this, when you push your feet down to come up to sitting, just help your feet and legs come back together. And go ahead and sit back in your chair, leaning back. Rest your palms on your thighs, palms up. You can let your knees flop open if you like. Maybe it feels better if you extend your legs, but just make sure the back feels good. You're going to close your eyes. The next breath in, curl your toes, tighten your legs, make fists with your hands, tighten your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your belly, squeeze your face. When you get ready to breathe out the next time, release that squeezing. Inhale and exhale at your pace. Now we're going to spread the toes, spread the fingers, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, lift the eyebrows, and then exhale, release all that. Practicing relaxation for a minute to just soften, settle. Breath is completely natural here. You might feel it begin to change. Maybe it becomes slower or more shallow, quieter in some way. Shoulders release, the chest softens, and the jaw. Belly softens. Let all of your limbs just release their weight. Wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. And place your feet so they're in a supportive position. Use your hands onto the sides or the seat of your chair to help you sit up taller. You can keep your eyes closed for a bit longer if you like. Bring your palms back together at your heart center. Notice how you feel having spent this time doing these yoga movements and these yoga poses, the yogic breathing. Your experience, whatever you feel, is completely valid. Then gently nod the head downward, kind of sealing in the practice. Let your eyes blink open. Inhale, take the arms out to the sides, reach them up overhead. As you exhale, bring your palms together, thumbs come to the forehead, to the lips. into the heart center. Namaste.